there, it's Jennifer from the blog The Everyday Farmhouse, and today I'm going to show you how to make this woven wreath. And this is, I'll tell you what it's using here in a minute. I embellished mine with some felt flowers that I made, but you could do, this. I thought this lavender would be pretty with it, or just these cheap little flowers. You can, do whatever you want with it. But today I'm just going to show you how to do the woven part. So what you'll need is a wire wreath form, and I just got this at the Dollar Tree, and I used just some cheap white spray paint. I didn't even do the underside, just the top, because I'm impatient and kind of lazy, so I just did the part that I thought might show through, and it really doesn't, but I could show you up close. There's some areas where it might, so I painted mine white. And then I think this gives kind of like a macrame look, and it's using cording that you would use for macrame. This is Bonnie craft cord, and this is like a poly blend, so it's actually kind of neat because you can heat the ends and fuse it together and make it so it doesn't fray. I also have some cotton that I actually like the way it feels better, but for this project it's easier to be able to fuse your ends together. You want to tape measure, some scissors, and then I just have some ribbon for when I go to hang it. So you can, of course, do it however you like. And we'll get started. Okay, so this cording that I'm using is a poly cording. And so what's nice about this, it's Bonnie craft cord, is that it's fusible. So like these ends that would otherwise fray, it's plasticky, so you can heat it up, and then you can fuse it to itself, or what I'm going to do here is just kind of fuse it to this end so that it stays together. My kids are playing upstairs, so that's why it sounds so loud up there. But I'll be able to get this done. Anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to go over the bottom, and then your next one is under. Now this strand that I cut is like 140 inches long. So when you start, you're going to be pulling a lot through. You could make it shorter if you wanted, but that's just more fusing that you're going to have to do. So you go under the next one, and then over the next one. And pull all of this through. Oops. Okay, so when you get to the end here, you're going to push these together tight as you go, and that's going to help cover this frame. So then we're going over. Just remember you're over on the outsides. Then under this way. Over, under. The other reason I made it the length I did was so that that kind of covers this one section here pretty well. Over, under. And then over, under again. You can see that. And then as you go, just kind of push them tight together, and you'll see when we get to the very end, like I'm going to really push them tight. So these little white gaps here that you can kind of see, you won't be able to see those. Okay, so we're already getting that pretty woven look here. Over, under. Over, under. You could do your whole row and then pull it all through. Push it together tight. Over, under. Over, under. The other thing you could do is play around with different cording. You could do jute. I had some jute, but mine was not like a super high quality, really tight weave, and it was fraying when I was trying to do it with this, and it just wasn't pleasant to work with. It was making a mess all over, shedding. I'm like, no, this might give a really neat look once it's done, but I didn't like working with it, so I kind of abandoned ship on that and decided to look for something that still had that pretty natural texture, but that was a little bit better to work with. And like I said, a cotton would be super nice too. And you can order that online. I saw through Amazon they had a cotton cording, other than, rather than this poly. But this actually feels pretty nice for being a synthetic fabric. And see, I'm just pushing that together tight, continuing to go over and under. Push those together tight. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's, you push it together and that frame almost disappears. Okay, so today's a new day. I wasn't able to get this finished yesterday, so obviously it's a project you can come back to easily. So again, I'm just pushing these together as I go, and we're going over, under, and pull it through. If you can come up with a better way for that, by all means do it. Over, under. Okay, so we're just going to keep going until we get to the end, and of course I'll speed this up so you don't have to watch all of this, but that's what we're doing. Close to the edge here, I'm scooting it really tight. And you're gonna fit more of these than you think you can along this edge. I had trouble figuring out how to go around this part here, so I played around with it a bit. found the method that I think looks the nicest. On the first one I did, I tried doing like wrapping it around this part, and it ended up looking messy. That's where I decided to put the flowers, was on that messy part. So what I'm gonna do, it looks like I've reached that part, but I'm gonna push them even tighter. Like that. So I can fit more. And that's going to push it together really well so you won't be able to see the frame. Okay. So again, I'm just going to push them over. Squeeze another one in there. Okay. I think I can squeeze at least one more. So obviously this is wider this way and narrower up here. So you're really gonna have to squish it at the top to get it in there. I used really cheap spray paint on this frame. Came from, okay, so I was about to tell you I got the spray paint at the dollar store and my camera went dead. So I had finished the rest of this, but I'm going to have to re-record that now. So it's nighttime now. I was editing the video when I realized what had happened. So I think I was about to here. I'm showing you that we're just going still under and over, and we're finishing up here. We're gonna go over one more and under one more time. And we're just gonna push this over, back in. It's gonna be really tight up here at the top. Obviously, because it's wider at the bottom than it is at the top. That's what we're gonna do. So see, we're to this point and we're wanting to cover this bar up. And so all I'm gonna do is just bring this one straight down this time to cover that up. Just kind of push it over, and then you can finish going with your next your rows and squishing them together and working your way around, and then in the end you'll have this nice woven wreath that you can embellish however you like. Thanks for watching.